Okay, so I put the ignition on. There's no heater blower sound. I can pick the speed up to full. Still nothing. Probably is just the blower. So I'll do some checks, find out what it is. I might even start with a code read. Okay, with the ignition on, got a couple of wires here, already been pierced. I'm just going to go into the same hole. Got no power on the two that should have power. I'll go and check the fuse. I did check the fuses first, and there was none blown. The yellow and green wire down here should be power all the time, so I'm going to give it power, just to get an idea what's happening. And the fans work, so we're just looking. That's not too bad. I've just got to find out where the fuse is. Well, the wiring diagram said it was fuse 50, and it's a 40 amp, which I'm guessing is that. No, that's 35. I was looking at a wiring diagram that maybe. Oh, wait a minute. I thought it would be a bigger one. It's right there, and you see that fuse? It's missing. And it also looks like it's badly corroded, which ain't good. That's. I don't know if you can see that. So somebody's obviously been here before me, done the same checks, poked the same wires. I checked the fuses were okay. I actually removed this panel thinking that the blower may be on this side, but it was on the other side. That's not a big deal. Go into that fuse that's blown or missing and give it power. The fans come on, but they're stuck at one speed all the time. If I turn that up and down on the controls whilst I'm giving it power, it's always the same fan speed. Okay, so I think that might be what's causing the fuse to blow. If I turn the ignition off, so there's no ignition on now. Now let's see what happens if I give the same fuse power again. Still on again. Now I don't know if these should be on when that's unplugged. So we have the control module, the relay, the rheostat I think at the side is going to be the problem that's causing this fuse to blow. There's another wire, like a control wire on the other side. I'll just check and see that I get a response from that. Change when we change the switch input. But I think that's a problem, the rheostat. The control wire, you see it there? I'm going to hit the switch here to turn the fan speed down. See, it's going all the way down. Now I'm going to hit the switch to turn the fan speed up. I've got the ignition on only, there's nothing happening. So we're getting a control right to this module. So we know the control side of it's okay. My last thing is to check the powers and grounds whilst it's supplied with power. That's 7.9 now in case it looks like 1.9. 8, it's just changed to 8. So we're getting a signal direct from the switch and turning it down, and that changes. So when I switch the ignition off, it goes away. Happy with that. I think we've pretty much confirmed it's that, and because it's coming on with even with the key in, even with the key out, obviously ignition off and the key's out, when I supply power to the fuse, the blowers are coming on. And they're not meant to be on all the time. I was going to go and connect a bulb and replace it in place of the heater blower and use a big headlight bulb, but that might be more of a pain to get to, and if I already know what's wrong with this, there's no point making it even harder than it needs to be. I could check the amperage whilst the blower's on, make sure it's not too much amps. If it's a seized blower motor that's tight, sticking, it might be too much amps and causing it to damage this resistor. So I'll check with an amp clamp as well, whilst the blower's on. Going into the fuse, which is a good fuse there, good connection on one side. I go into the one next to it at the bottom that the power is coming out. I'm going to put a fuse in this end with an amp clamp around it so I know how many amps we've got going ground. Now I got to move that one place over, so that's 5.8 amps. Certainly doesn't look enough to melt anything. Like the fuse, I think it's because it's on all the time. Now I'm going to check the wires for the powers and the grounds. So now I'm into the controlled ground. It does have 1 volt whilst the blower motor's on. And this is what happens with the key out. So we're getting a problem from somewhere. Right, that's with the ignition on. So the ignition's on. Let's just change some of the vents. I'll go and check the other ground, like the full ground. You see that there? That's the controlled ground. I'll check the other ground now. That's the full ground, back probe. There's the supply voltage, 10 volts. It might be the actual voltage now, because the wire's been on for a while. And the other one is also 10 volts. The power's been on, but if I look at that, press the power, slightly lower, it just looks like it's that module up there that's faulty. That's the diagnosis done. The ground wires don't have a high voltage, so the ground wires are good. Being at 1 volt on one of them, but that was the controlled side, controls the ground, but the one that goes out of the module back to the car was 0.1. And I got 10 volts coming into the module with the blower going. And I was only about 11 volts on the car at this time because the ignition being on, doing tests and different things. So we know the module's the fault because we're seeing a change when I change the fan speed. And also I know that the blower motor is not causing a massive drain from being tight. You know, the fan was tight and maybe burning out something in the resistor. But that was fine, that was only like 5 amps. And the fuse is a 40 amp fuse, so everything's fine there, but that's it diagnosed. I don't know if I'll be repairing it or if they'll just do it themselves. But thanks for watching.